What is up, everybody? This is Eric, the one and only Bear Collector, and today we will continue the Adventure Island versus Wonder Boy series yet again. And this time around, I will be reviewing Super Adventure Island for the SNES. Now, this game was made by Hudson Soft back in 1992, I believe. Yes, 1992. And you once again start as Master Higgins, out to save Tina, his girlfriend, from the evil sorcerer Darkcloak, who has turned her to stone. So you go, it's a 2D side-scrolling platformer, and this one is yet again very reminiscent as all the previous Adventure Island games. And you go collecting fruit to keep your timer up, but very weirdly, you cannot run, but you can do a super jump when you crouch, so you can crouch. So it's a rather slower pace style game. Now, one of the things about this game is that it came out between the NES game Adventure Island 2 and 3. Now, I got really confused on the order of the games because I thought this came out after Adventure Island 3 or between Adventure Island 3 and Adventure Island 4 for the NES. However, I am wrong. It came out between Adventure Island 2 and Adventure Island 3. Now, where does this fall in sequence to the games? Well, I just mentioned that, but as far as the Genesis, this would have been released right after Monster Lair, which I did the video previously on. So this game would be right after it. And now one of the interesting things about this game is that you do not have your dinosaur friends like in Adventure Island 2 and 3, and is the very first Adventure Island game for the SNES console. Now the preceding game after this is Super Adventure Island 2. Now, speaking of these particular games, as far as the Adventure Island series of games comes through, this would be the last game I would be reviewing as far as Adventure Island games, because the rest are going to be all Wonder Boy games. The ones that are left over after this one would be Wonder Boy in Monster World, Asha in Monster World, and of course the game Monster Boy for the Switch. And of course, between then on the Wonder Boy games, they kind of re-release some of the old school Wonder Boy games and whatnot. And of course, for Adventure Island, I already did a review on Adventure Island 4 and Super Adventure Island 2 for the SNES. And I'm going to go ahead and put the links to those because I'm going to not do any more Adventure Island games as of now. Because that's pretty much it. So it kind of saddens me because I've been doing this for a long time now, trying to do the series, and of course this spawned the Let's Compare sub-series of games, and I haven't done an actual Let's Compare in a long time. So yeah, this will be it, and of course the next game to review would be Wonder Boy and Monster World for that one. But yes. What do I think of this game? I did not enjoy it. Now, the very first time when I got it, because I've never played it before, I actually played part 2 before part 1. Part 2 was great. This one, I never really played it, or I played it in passing. But when I first played it, I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was like meh. But then when I replayed it, when I did the video gameplay of the game, I learned to appreciate it a little more. Of course, the graphics and the sounds are very, the music is really good in this game, but because of the fact that you can't run, it really makes it very slow paced, and I'm not used to an Adventure Island game with it being too slow. And that's how I felt, like it was slow. I remember there were parts in the game where I was trying to jump until I realized that you had to do like a super jump. And I was like, oh, when before it used to be you just ran and you jumped higher. But all in all, it's a good game. I think I wish they would have done more Adventure Island games, so there were more. And I think I'm gonna leave it at that. As far as Adventure Island games, I can't say that this was a game that I played when I was young. I played it when I was much older. So maybe if I played it when I was younger, back in the days that it came out, I would have appreciated it more. But it's there. And of course, Super Adventure Island 2 was a game that I fondly remembered and I really enjoyed. And as an adult, of course, once that they made a translation for Adventure Island 4 on the NES, which was the very last NES game that came out ever, counting all regions. Yes, I enjoyed that one as well. And of course, I'll link the videos down below. I'll put the link to both those videos. I'll probably revisit those videos and watch them again myself for reference. And when I do the next when I finish reviewing all the games, or I do each game, I'm gonna go back and maybe do my final thought on this whole series that it has taken me a really long time to get done. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the gameplay footage of the game. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to Lily, A Simple Mom, to Logan from Logan's Toy Box Review, and Alexis, aka Lexi, from Alexis Toy Box Review. All their links will also be on the description down below. Give them a watch, give them a like, check them out. Sometimes I do cameos in their channels. I like to keep them, on their own, but sometimes they'll ask me to come in, and I'll be more than happy to be in their videos. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy again the gameplay footage of the game. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys take care. Peace out.